Seated side bend. You can do this in any seated position. I'll show one variation on the ground sitting on heels. I'll show another variation sitting on a stool. From here, bring arms out to the side and just move a little bit through the ribs and low back, making sure that you can find a little bit of movement and ease while keeping the pelvis still. Reach over to one side, drop that hand down. Be supported on this side without jamming the shoulder up to the ear. Soften the elbow if you need to. Opposite hand reaches up and reaches over, while the bottom hand slightly pushes into the ground to encourage the rib cage to move sideways and slightly up. So what I'm not doing is this. My hip is coming up here and I'm not really doing any movement through the spine. Instead, I'm keeping my hip grounded. I'm using my bottom hand. I'm reaching and I'm counterbalancing this by opening up through my spine and rib cage. You can play around with rolling the gaze up and rolling the gaze down. As that happens, the rib cage rolls back and the rib cage rolls forward. You can move in and out of this. You can simply hold and breathe. If you hold and breathe, or when you hold and breathe, imagine that as you inhale, you could open up your ribs and intercostals, stretching. As you exhale, see if you can encourage a little bit more activation and a little bit more grounding through the hip. Both of which should encourage a little bit more stretch. Continue to stay supported through the head, making sure the head doesn't droop forward as you do this, or really hang down. Side to side, about 6 to 8 times. Take your time. Adjust as you get into position. And again, watch out by doing this. That's no movement in my spine. Instead, I'm kind of asking my hip to do this. Find that side bend. Seated side bend. You can also do this sitting on a stool or on a chair. Same thing, you can use the chair for support. Cues remain the same. Feet are grounded, hips are grounded. Seated side bend.